And hello, ETF fans. Mike here with a quick hitter. Going through today's most active report, which is under our daily updates section on our site. We can see factor rotation, value ETF see massive spike in activity. And I just thought I'd point out some historic type volume numbers we saw across the iShares factor suite today. So if you scroll down through the most active, we get into the equity section. We can see that the high activity outliers were riddled with some of the factor iShares factor strategies. So we can see S&P 500 value 4.5 billion, 3,000% of ADV, 5.4 billion, and QUAL 2,000% of ADV. MTUM's down here at 1.8 billion. So that sort of size is likely some sort of model rebalance within the BlackRock complex. I mean, we're talking about huge numbers. To just give you an idea of how big, I'm just going to click on the IVE link here, and it's going to take me to the research frame because I'm logged into the member side. This is a free resource. You can see IVV traded 21,661,000 shares today. If I go to my tools and reports section, I can jump into my historical data where we have all of our data sets that are on our database going back since inception for price, volume, flows, all that good stuff. And then going back 10 years for our premium data sets like valuation multiples, earnings estimates, and all that good stuff. But just sticking with the volume story, we can see yesterday IVE traded 1.7 million shares. If I sort this by the most volume ever, we can see that prior to today, the most volume ever for shares traded in IVE was 20,403,000. That was back January 25th of 2024. So today, if all those numbers stay the same, we're still looking at preliminary data, but when those become final, it looks like IVE traded a record in volume today. So just to give you a context to how big that trade was or that activity was in IVE today. And I can also look at that for other ETFs too, right? If I go back to my volume report, jump into the quality ETF, QUAL, we can see 28 million shares traded. Same thing if I go into my historical data, come into my volume, sort it, we can see it's not going to be a record, but it's going to be number 2 for qual. So really good chance there was some big repositioning of models within BlackRock is my guess, but someplace for sure that was making some factor rotations today. We'll have to wait a couple of days to see that play through in the flows to see what was having buying activity versus selling activity. But clearly a very, very large trade in play across the factor suite at iShares today, and thought I'd hop on and point that out for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you soon. Thanks.